Happy New Year 2026. And I'm making this video to talk about my thoughts on the new year, where we're heading, all of what I'm going through, and you might hear the air conditioner in the background. It's a fan going because it's an oven in here. Believe it or not, I have all the radiators off. It's an oven in here. Can't open the windows because it smells like a mix of furnace exhaust as well as vape. And it's just and it's 45 degrees out there. That's what the temperature is in the alley. So, yeah. Start off where we left off. Let's cue the demon.
Oh, I hate this place!
Oh, man. This place is there. Welcome to the Hades Castle Apartments. Where's the Castle Hades? I don't remember. But I do hate this place. I really do. It's just another year stuck in this place. And but let's talk about everything that's gone on now. I don't make a big deal out of New Year's. I really don't. I don't watch the ball drop. I don't go out and party. I just kind of keep it low key. Unfortunately, I starting off the new year with a cold. Thank God it's not the flu, and I'm worried. Of course, it could be the flu, and I could get the flu. I don't think it is the flu, but I'm worried I could get the flu. Because I try my best to avoid getting sick. Not only do I wash my hands, use sanitizer, don't touch my face when I'm outside, I wear a mask in crowded places as well. But it's a challenge because you have a lot of inconsiderate people, even if you're not in a crowded place, and you think, oh, I'm okay. You have inconsiderate people who are coughing, and then they got to sit right by you. And that's probably how I caught it. So I got to wear the mask everywhere now. There are a lot of inconsiderate people that go around, you know what I mean? I don't have a cough with this cold. But if I did have a cough, and it was a really bad cough, I probably, A, wouldn't go out, or B, wear a mask. So you don't spread it to other people. But people are very inconsiderate, especially here on Long Island. I've spoken about how they're putting the feet on the seats. They're disgusting, the people here. They're just disgusting. And you have a lot of people going out there, coughing up a storm, spreading the cold and flu around. That's why we're seeing all these crazy record numbers of flu. It's that, plus the fact that this particular flu virus did not match the flu vaccine that they created. And then you have a lot less people getting the flu vaccine. I don't usually get it, but I think after this year I'm going to get it because I don't want to risk it anymore. You have a lot of people because of what we've got running the country. What we've got, the big orange fat buffoon running the country that we have. And we're going to get to him in a little bit. But yeah, I have, let's see, for me, it's just been a stuffy nose, sinus pressure, headaches, my ears. My throat was a little scratchy in the beginning. I don't have a cough. But if I did, I certainly would try to keep away from others, and I already try and keep away from others. I mean, I have to go out because I can't be stuck in this godforsaken furnace, but you have to, be mindful, and people are just very inconsiderate. And I go out to eat a lot of the times. I mean, literally the place is empty, and these people have to sit literally right next to me, right in the table next to me. Why are they doing that? It drives me nuts. I bus driver life, who's somebody I follow, did a video about this. Why do people have to go right by you when it's empty? It really annoys me. And I honestly can understand why people get mad. If somewhere is empty, not saying if it's busy, but if it's empty and there's literally like no one else there, you're getting on the train cars, no one else there, or you're getting on the bus and the bus is empty, or the front part of the bus is empty. Where you're out to eat and somebody's got to sit right by you. Why? And there's almost always somebody who goes like that. That's how I got this crap. Right? Some inconsiderate jerk that, doesn't care. It's just a cold, thank God, but I'm worried I'm going to get the flu. Because people are inconsiderate. They don't care about anyone else. At least, especially here on Long Island. When I've been in New Jersey, I have not observed that kind of behavior. But unfortunately on Long Island, I observe that on a regular basis, where people like to go right by you for no damn reason. And then you have, the other day I was on the bus and I had to put my mask on because the bus was empty or mostly empty. And then Typhoid Mary gets on the bus and decides to sit up front. So I had to put the mask on. This is what people are. They don't care. They don't care. They have no consideration. If you're going out coughing really bad, you should put a mask on if you have to go out, or don't go out, or take a cough suppressant, because coughing is how these diseases spread around. Well, they spread around via touching things too, but also the coughing, the droplets that go in the air. Whatever. People haven't learned anything from the past 5 years, I guess. Nothing. Not in the United States, at least not here on Long Island. Certainly not on Long Island, where I deal with lots of... Now, there are good people on Long Island, I'm not saying not. I've run into some nice people, too. All right? But you have a lot of jerks out there, at least, particularly Nassau County. A lot of inconsiderate people. I guess it's that New York City, Wall Street mentality or whatever. I'm dealing with the cold. I hope I don't get anything worse. Because I keep hearing on the news about how bad the flu is and all that other stuff. So anyway, another year has come and gone. Another year that I'm stuck in this situation where I live in a place where I can't get fresh air unless it's windy out there and the wind is from the right direction. You don't get fresh air. We've had some cold nights, and we've gotten down to the single digits in some of the Pine Barrens. The alley doesn't even go below freezing. It's not just 10 degrees warmer, it's like 20 degrees warmer. And of course, my agency's like, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. We can't find it. We can't even find any other apartments anywhere. We can't find any apartments anywhere. Nowhere. Meanwhile, I see new apartments being built all over the place, but none for people like us. It's disgusting. It really is. New apartments going up all over Mineola. But no, none for us. None for us, though, right? No, not for you. For the rich. For the rich start at $3,000. They want to make sure you're making a big finance salary before they're going to let you live there. This is what you have going on. Because it's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan to force us out. Maybe a new year, but it's the same old problems that we had from 2025 and the year prior and the year prior. So it's the same old thing, even though it's a new year. It's the same old thing that I got to deal with. And I'm sorry. I know, you should start the year off on a positive note. No, I'm sorry. If you want one of those videos, I'm sorry. This isn't the video for you. This is more of a doomer kind of video. All right? These things are heading in the wrong direction. In this country, in this state, on Long Island in particular, things are heading in the wrong direction. All right? So, you can't get fresh air. Imagine living in a place where you can't get fresh air. Yeah, you see the box there. I hold on to all the boxes. So, I look forward to the day I move out of this place and live somewhere I can actually open my window instead of looking at a brick wall, look at trees, look at the sky, look at some open space and get fresh air instead of smelling furnace exhaust, laundry exhaust, vape smells, cigarette smoke, sometimes weed. This is not a way to live. Once in a while I can get fresh air, like I said, if the wind is right, but 70% of the time, the air quality is bad. So, I had the air conditioner on tonight because it's so hot in here. All right? So, and the fan, like it's summertime. So, what a way to live. Ridiculous. Inconsiderate. I have inconsiderate neighbors. I have the guy who continued to, already spoke to land, whatever. This guy lives below me. He smokes, blows it out the window, it drifts right up into my window. Smokes, blows it out, then he'll go outside or he'll go out by the front door and he'll smoke with the front door open, and then the smoke comes in that way. I don't want to smell any more of this cigarette smoke. Look, if it was up to me, smoking would be a crime. You smoke cigarettes, You smoke weed, you smoke whatever. You're going to be arrested and thrown in jail, right? Because you know what? Smoking is bad for your health. It's bad for the health of people around you, and it starts fires. There have been a lot of fires started by smokers. Fires that have cost people their homes, have cost people everything they own, because some asshole is deciding to smoke. All right? So yeah, I think it's perfectly okay to take these smokers and throw them in jail until they quit. How about that? I think that's perfectly okay. And that's exactly what I would do. All right? Sorry. You don't like it, it's too bad. It's bad for people's health. All right? And I know some areas do have very tough rules against smoking. Mineola doesn't. They don't care. I mean, I went to the village. It's been almost like 9 months since I filed a complaint about the laundry exhaust. Nothing ever came of it. What do I have to do to stop the laundry exhaust? Do I have to go into the laundry room like they did in Seinfeld with the cement, put it in the machine, destroy the machine, and then I don't have to smell it anymore? Is that what I have to do? But that's only going to solve the laundry exhaust, not the furnace exhaust. So I still have the furnace exhaust, the weed. It doesn't, you know, whatever. So I'm sorry for complaining, but again, I'm grateful it's not worse. There are a lot of people who have it a lot worse, but it doesn't make it right what's happening to me either. We all deserve to be treated fairly, and that's not what's happening at all. I mean, people like us, we should have decent apartments. We should have apartments that we like. All right, we shouldn't be forced to live in places that are bad for our mental and physical health because of a housing shortage created by Wall Street and the rich people taking over everything. All right, that shouldn't be happening. If we lived in a state where they actually cared, it'd be a different story. Like New Jersey, where they have laws that require 30% of all new housing to be for people like us. They don't have that in New York. They don't have anything like that in New York. So, but Long Island's my home, and you know, I don't like change. I'm used to Long Island. I don't want to change and have to go live in New Jersey and have to deal with a whole new set of things to deal with. The biggest, of course, is losing power for no freaking reason. Because that happens a lot when you have JCP&L. So I don't want to deal with that. It's hotter there. No sea breeze. No transportation. NJ Transit train service sucks. All right. The bus service is better, but it's still nothing compared to like what we have here on Long Island. So that's what keeps me on Long Island. And I think the biggest thing, as I've said before, is the fact that I'm the only one who creates content about the Long Island Pine Barrens. I'm the only one that creates content. All these other people, 2 feet outdoors. No, they're not. They're not creating content about the Pine Barrens. Yeah, you know. So whatever. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to get involved. It's a shame, but it is what it is. That's why I'm here. That's my purpose, as I said before, and I'm going to keep doing it. Still have a lot of important issues going on in the Pine Barrens that need to be talked about. So we get to what's going on in 2026. The year, if 2025 felt like Bizarro World, this really feels like Bizarro World. Right? Because our fat bastard of a president, because I'm going to call him fat bastard because that's what he is, decides to go into another country and remove their president. I'm talking about Trump deciding to send the military in to arrest and capture Maduro. All right? Look, Maduro is a horrible dictator. Horrible. Treated the people of this country terribly. All right? And of course, the people celebrated when he was captured by the United States, him and his wife. But what they don't tell you, what the media hardly tells you, is that civilians died in that attack. What they barely told you is that they took out the power grid in Caracas. All right? They don't tell you that part of it. They also don't tell you the part that Trump says, barely go over, they just gloss over. Oh, we're going to run the country of Venezuela now. So you're just going to go in and take over an entire another country. And Trump's already has his eyes set on Greenland too, Cuba. I mean, he's no better than Maduro. He's just like Maduro. He's just like Putin. All these dictators think the same. But everybody thinks this is a celebration, and the media likes to cover. They barely cover the protests because the media is controlled by Trump. They're afraid to piss him off because he'll yank their FCC license. So what if they yank your FCC license? You can still broadcast through the internet. Like, what, 20%, 10% of people actually watch TV over the air? You can get TV on the internet. You can get TV through so many different means. But everybody just bows down to him. I refuse to bow down to the fat bastard. We need to be defiant. Because that's how people like Maduro, that's how people like Putin, that's how they rise to power. And now we have it in our country. And this, the hypocrisy of the whole damn thing, is that he's acting like, oh, we are liberating a country. You know the real reason the fat bastard did this is so he could get control of the oil reserves, the vast oil reserves in Venezuela. And you know who's celebrating big time with that? Yeah, our friends on Wall Street. Oh yeah, they won big today. Yeah, they won big today. Oh, they're so happy about it. So they're going to continue to live it up. Trump acts like, oh, the economy is doing great. Hey, Wall Street's doing great. The middle class is struggling worse than ever. The prices of everything keep going up. They've gone up more under this fat bastard than they were under Joe Biden. But he just keeps lying about it, right? He just keeps lying and lying and lying and lying. It's unbelievable, and all these stupid people that believe his lies. Oh, we have so many of them here on Long Island, too. So many. Too many. Too many of them. I mean, this guy is going to start World War III. He didn't consult Congress or anything. I mean, this is just another another pile of poop and a mountain of poop, a mountain of things that Trump could be impeached and removed from office over. Well, anything to distract from the Epstein files, so anything to distract from that, of course. I really hope the people do what they need to do in 2026, in the next election, when we flip Congress and impeach this bastard once and for all. Right? Because it's not going to happen as long as his party is in control. All right? He's got to be impeached. He's got to be removed from office. Yes, you'll be stuck with J.D. Vance, who's also pretty reprehensible. But, like I said, he's the monster. Well, and also you have the other people in the scenes behind him. But you know what? If you can charge all of them with crimes, not just Trump, but J.D. Vance, and I got the other guy's name who's very instrumental in all of this. I got his name. But if you charge all of them and put them in jail, then somebody else, some other Republican, maybe a Republican with a little more sanity, a little more of a centrist, could take charge instead of these extreme reactionaries on the right that you have. And also, I've been following another YouTuber called Alex Way, who I don't agree with everything he says, but he makes a lot of great points, and obviously he seems like a centrist like me. As much as Trump has been an absolute disaster for this country, then you have the extreme left. People like Zohran Mamdani, who is going to destroy New York City. He's already rescinded a bunch of executive orders that Eric Adams had, including a lot of protections for Jewish people as well. In his speech, he said, I am going to govern as a democratic socialist. Yes, socialism has arrived in New York City. That's going to be a disaster. If you think the subways are dangerous now, just wait. And Kathy Crime Wave Hochul, she's always seen with him. They love each other. You know? She acts like she's a centrist. She's not a centrist. She's a limousine liberal, and so is he. Well, that's the thing that everybody is so fooled about with Zohran Mamdani. Oh, he's going to look out for the working class. He's going to look out for the poor. He's going to look out for, especially for people who rely on public transportation and disabled people. Yet, He's been absent when it came to all these Queen's bus redesign. Absent, didn't criticize it because he's involved with Riders Alliance. All right, he didn't care when they took away bus stops from seniors and people with disabilities. Where was he? He was nowhere. All right. With this whole thing with the Omni and they're getting rid of coins, you can't even pay on a city bus with coins. Who ever heard of such a thing? That discriminates against low-income people. Oh, where was he with that? No, nowhere to be found. No, nowhere to be found. Well, make free buses. You know, he is a slick, sleazy car salesman, Zohran Mamdani. He reminds me of just the kind of people you run into at a sleazy car dealership trying to sell you some lemon car. And all the people in New York City got bamboozled by this guy. All right? They're going to regret it pretty soon. Especially when the subways get even more dangerous. You have homeless encampments, because he's already said he's not going to remove the homeless from camping in the city. It's all part of the plan. He's part of the plan, too, to force us out. He's part of the plan also. Him, Kathy Hochul. And then who's going to challenge Kathy Hochul? None other than Bruce Blakeman. Because Elise Stefanik dropped out. Because Wall Street loves Bruce Blakeman. And they forced Elise Stefanik out. That she was a trumper, I'll admit. But I could deal with her better than the arrogant piece of garbage we have as our county executive, Bruce Blakeman. Claiming how safe Nassau County is. How great the quality of life is here. When the middle of the county looks like garbage. He only cares about his friends on the South Shore. That's all he cares about. Well, they live it up. The rest of us suffer. So, yeah. So I got to pick between those two if I'm still living here by November. Because who knows at this point. I don't know if I can face another summer in this freaking place. I'm already going nuts. I can't deal with that brick wall view anymore. It's driving me absolutely crazy. So, oh, but we have nothing else available. Well, if I find something else available in New Jersey, I guess that's where I'll be going. Because I'm done with this. As much as I don't want change, I can't deal with staying here anymore. Unless they, for some reason, knock down the building across from me, which they're not going to do. That's the only way you're going to get air in this place. I don't know how you design a place with all the windows facing a 9-foot wide alley. Or a courtyard. Because it's really closed on both ends. So an alley actually is opening. It'd actually be better if it was an alley. It's not really an alley. It's I don't know what to call it. I mean, I don't know what to call it. But people are going to regret all these things going on. It's all designed to drive us out. I know Passengers United has been making some videos about this and been very active about it. And yeah, it's all part of the plan. Mamdani's part of the plan. Hochul's part of the plan. They're all in on it. Because Wall Street controls every facet of New York State government and New York City government as well. And if you're not a rich snob, well, you're not going to have a good quality of life here. That's what's going on. And they're all hypocrites. We're all hypocrites, all of them. And the media eats it up, The media eats it up. You saw that in the video I made complaining about the New York City media. They just eat it up. Just eat it up. All these things that what a slick campaign he ran and how everybody fell for it. Except the man I wanted to see be the next mayor was Scott Stringer. And if people actually had common sense, like they do in the state of New Jersey where they elect a centrist like Mikey Sherrill, we would have Scott Stringer. But instead, we got this wannabe communist, but actually limousine liberal. And he's a hypocrite because he lives in a rent-stabilized apartment, yet he makes a lot of money with Zohran Mamdani. So you're hogging up a rent-stabilized apartment, those kind of apartments for people like us. Because, why? Why are you doing that? He's the biggest hypocrite. I'm sorry, I know I'm going to piss off a lot of people on the left to say it, but he's the biggest hypocrite. So the problem here is that, all right, let's say you take Trump, and you can't go swinging all the way in the other direction to the left. either. You have to stay in the center. That's not what's happening. And I'm worried, we're going to go from Trump, and then we're going to go, and now we're going to have people like Mondani running the country. No, we can't go that route. We need centrists running the country. We need centrists running our cities and our county governments. We need people with common sense, feel like Tom Suozzi. All right? You don't want to have somebody who's going to let the homeless do whatever they want, shoot up drugs, everything, have no respect for the rule of law. You don't want somebody who's going to be a racist and basically take money from the poor, give to the rich, which is basically what the fat bastard is doing. So, either way, we're screwed because this is the tendency of the way people think, especially in the United States. This isn't Canada. This isn't Europe. People have fads in this country. They go with whatever the fad is. They're going to go with. They're going to jump on that bandwagon. It was Trump. Now it's Mondani. I mean, I don't know. But I don't know what's with people. If I knew, no, I don't. I'm not a psychologist, though I do see one. But it's disgusting with people sometimes, Lately, I feel like I just want to be in a much more wooded area away from people. Because people are just getting on my nerves. Humans are my least favorite species on this planet. They really are. I'd rather not be around humans. I'd rather be around beautiful pines, deer, bunny rabbits. And I guess that leads me to the other thing. As I've said before, when it comes to hiking, I criticize the access restrictions on our parks here in Long Island because there's hunting going on, and I don't think it's right that they can tell people to not hike because there's hunting going on. I think we all need to respect what we go to the woods for. I go to hike and take pictures. I don't have a problem if somebody's going in there to hunt either, or fish or whatever. They're just feeding themselves. That's all they're doing. So to me, there's no difference really. Just New York State has a bunch of bureaucratic crap that New Jersey doesn't have. I mean, it's bad enough that if you want to hike in a state forest here on Long Island, you have to get this permit to go into the woods. So in New Jersey, you don't need a permit to go into the woods. Really? I mean, the permit is free, but why should you even have to get a permit in the first place? New Jersey doesn't require that. I don't think Connecticut requires it. I don't think most states require it. No, only New York. Only New York. So, and this is the year I turned 50 years old as well. So, yeah. And I really don't want to spend it in this place. I'm grateful it's not worse. I'm grateful I'm not homeless. I'm grateful for the help, the program, the housing program, and all the other programs that are designed to help people like us. But it doesn't make it right that we get treated inferiorly compared to other people, especially people with money, when everybody should be treated the same. That's the way I feel. But, I mean, as far as surviving in this place, I have the air conditioner on. Hey, that seems to work. It's crazy, but I put the air conditioner on. It's cool enough in here now. For some reason, I'm still here in the summer, which I have to accept the fact that there is a possibility that I am. I have to prepare and tell my agency they have to get a more powerful air conditioner, or I'm going to have to buy one and take it out of the rent. Because this air conditioner doesn't have enough power to handle the heat in this place. As some of my other viewers said, you need like a 12,000 BTU. Yeah, that's what I need to get, a 12,000 BTU for this place. It's unbelievable. It really is. Though, if they say 10,000, I'll take it. It's still Also, I think that this air conditioner I've been here a while now. I moved here in 2017. That's when I got this air conditioner. It was 2018 they got it for me. So this air conditioner's over 7 years old already. So probably isn't functioning properly as much anymore. I've got that alley probably just messed up with the way that air conditioner works. Probably, that's another thing. I know some people may like the brick wall view. Some people don't want a view outside. Some people don't want to hear the wind. You don't hear the wind in here. But you start missing those things, let me tell you. You start missing those things. Getting fresh air. I mean, it's frustrating when it's a cold night and you can't even open the window and the air's not cold. I mean, you want to enjoy that cold air. You got to go outside to do that. And the other thing that drives me nuts about where I'm living, I guess, is it's just so urban here. I mean, there's no big parks or forests or anything. It's like the South Shore is urbanized, but there are parks with forests in them. In the middle of the island, we don't have any of that. In the middle of Nassau, particularly. I mean, you have to go to Bethpage, and then you start, and then you have up to Bethpage State Forest, Bethpage State Park. But on the South Shore, you got like parks you can go to that are fairly close. I live in Rockville Center. You got the Mill Pond Preserve there. You got, Mill Pond Preserve. I'm thinking of Wantagh, Belmore. Massapequa, you got the Massapequa Preserve. In Rockville Center, you have the Morgan Days Park, and then you have Hempstead Lake State Park. So the South Shore is close to like natural areas, but there are no natural areas where I'm at. It's really frustrating. It just makes you feel very closed in. Even when you go out the door, well, you see your buildings all over the place. And of course, they cut down most of the trees too, which makes it even hotter. But I'm sorry though, those places that you like, and Farmingdale too, even though that's the middle of the island, you're by Bethpage State Park, you're by Pine Lawn and those other areas. But nope, sorry, those are areas that are for rich people only. No people in programs allowed to live there. Nope. So that's the problem. If you want to have what I define as a nice place to live is a place that has a decent downtown, good transportation, and good natural spaces. Now, Mineola has one of those things, good transportation, but everything else it does not have. It does not have much open space at all. And it doesn't have a thriving downtown. It's a very dead downtown. In fact, the street lights on the bridge in Mineola have been out now for almost a week. I haven't fixed it yet. I guess I'll have to complain because nobody else complains in this town, of course. But it's not so much Mineola. I would still take another apartment in Mineola. Very happily, if I had opened my window and get fresh air, very happily would take it. No complaint. All right? 80 to 90% of it. As time goes on, more and more it becomes the apartment, not the town, not even the neighborhood. It's an apartment. It's driving me nuts. I will say, we did fix the intercom. But that doesn't change the fact that, just imagine not being able to get fresh air. It just drives you nuts. If you haven't experienced this, then you have no idea what it's like. And I had no idea either what it was like. I should have known why this apartment was available when I moved out of Westbury. I should have known why. But I was so desperate to get out of Westbury. I'm still glad I did because the transportation there is absolutely horrible now. Way worse than it was when I moved out. Mainly due to Nice Bus cutting a bunch of service. And that also leads me to another thing about 2026. Yes, finally, I don't have to use that app. Omni is now available on Nice Bus. That's very good. And I will say Nice Bus will continue to accept coins, unlike the city. I've never heard of a public transportation system, especially bus service, not accepting cash. Almost every bus system accepts cash. Now MTA is like the only one that doesn't. I mean, but MTA is run by a bunch of Wall Street hacks. We've seen that time and time again, and that's been exposed many times by Passengers United. and they continue to do a great job on that. So if you haven't, just subscribe to their channel. They do well. They put a lot of great stuff exposing the MTA and exposing the corruption going on. It's really unbelievable, but it pretty much confirms everything I've been saying about the plan. Of course, in the end, that's what the plan is all about, forcing us out. And it doesn't matter. It really, it's both sides of the aisle that are involved in this. Blakeman, as well as Mondani and Hochul, they're all in on this plan. They're looking out for Wall Street. And Mondani laughs, no, I'm a democratic socialist. I want fairness and equality and all that other stuff. But when you look at his policies, what it's going to do is create enclaves, more enclaves than ever. And those enclaves are going to get even more coveted while most of the city turns to crap. That's what's going to happen. And then as the crime gets worse and worse and worse, it's going to start a death spiral for the city. It can happen very quickly. But you all were warned, so don't complain to me. Of course, I agree with helping the homeless. The best way to help the homeless is to make sure they're off the streets and getting help. All right? When you just let homeless people live on the streets, you're not only risking the lives of other people, especially when it comes to violent homeless people, but you're also risking the lives of the homeless people, because a lot of homeless people die for being out on the streets. So when you force them into shelters and force them to get help, and honestly, I think we need to reopen a lot of the psychiatric hospitals as well for those, especially those severely violent people. We get things back on the right track. That's not going to happen with Mondani. I guarantee it's not going to happen with Mondani. So I know I've complained a lot about him and a lot about the fat bastard. Honestly, is two ends of extremism. That's not good for our country, not good for our city. You need to meet in the middle. Come and centrism is the way to go. When you look at our best presidents, John F. Kennedy and Franklin Delano Roosevelt, they were centrist compared to what we're seeing now from a lot of the Democratic Party. All right. And same thing when you look at Republican presidents like Ronald Reagan. I think Ronald Reagan would be disgusted with the way Trump is running things. All right? You don't just come in and just take over another country. It's crazy. We're in the bizarre world here. Who knows what this year is going to bring? Probably even crazier weather than what we've seen, because climate change, that's going to get a whole lot worse. It's going to get a whole lot worse. I think we're going to be having a blue ocean event within the next year or so. When that happens, I think things are going to all hell is going to break loose. So that's where the whole doomer element thing comes in, because I think that we've kind of screwed up our planet so badly now that I don't think there's any way out of it now. It's a matter of just trying to survive the changes that are going to be taking place, and I think it's going to get harder and harder for people to survive. I honestly do. The world we live in is going to be getting worse year by year. What we can do is prepare, because I don't think it's going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. Things are heading in the wrong direction, as I said before. I'm sorry if you wanted a happy, positive video like you watch the news. Well, you have to watch somebody else. But I'm telling you how I see it. But anyway, this video is almost 40 minutes long, so I'm going to, I guess, end it soon. If you watch the whole thing, thank you. Please comment, like. Do appreciate everybody's comments, though I don't always have a chance to reply to all of them. Even if I don't agree with them, as long as they're respectful. But I don't know what the future brings for me. But I know I can't deal with this life anymore, living in this place. So there's got to be a way out. I don't want to leave Long Island, but unfortunately, if it means leaving Long Island to have a better life, I may just have to do that. It's a change I'm scared of. It's a change that makes me very upset. But in the end, if it brings a better life for me, I have to do it. Unfortunately, that means walking away from the things that are very important to me, like speaking up for the Long Island Pine Barrens, but I've done it for a very long time. So even if I can't do it anymore, I still think that I'm proud of what I have done, and hopefully made some kind of difference. But we'll see what the year brings. Hopefully better. But I think things are just going to get worse for a lot of us, unfortunately. Um, but hey, they'll be living it up. Wall Street will be celebrating, getting the wine, just having a good time. Well, the rest of us suffer, but and yeah, I go down there. I go spend time in their little enclaves because hey, it's just a little escape from the doom and gloom that's all around us. That and going to the Pine Barrens, of course. Of course, that's the best escape. But the weather has to be good for that. Doing that, getting those sunny days is kind of hard these days. But anyway, thank you for watching. Happy New Year, everybody. I wish all of you the best, even though I'm not all that optimistic. Things will get better. I still wish all of you the best. And thank you for watching. And take care. And Happy New Year. Best of luck to you in 2026.